People often ask him why he chose this game. Something about that power soft and the sound running through my veins. Oh yeah, just the smell of the two-stone. Yeah, yeah. All the way through my veins. Okay, the last tree. The wind is pulling strange things. As you see, we lit a fire to see what it's doing. It's blowing, like I said, the whole day, it's blowing this way at the house. So we're gonna light a fire and see which way the smoke's going. It looks like it's going the same way I said it was going, right at the house. There it goes. It's actually going right at the house. Look at that, friends. Okay, I'll get on the other side of this thing. So there it goes, right at the house. That's not a good sign for that big thing right there. Look at it. I mean, it's almost like it changed, didn't it? Look at that, it's going right at the house. This is a big tree. Like, it's big. Oh yeah, it's big, this thing. So we gotta just be careful here. Tree.
I thought this bird's pretty big too.
Yeah, see there.
It's just those big gusts kind of change it almost.
Yeah, exactly. Just take a good look here. So I'm gonna cut it up. It's a big tree. The lean is not pretty. It's at the house. The lean is at the house. So I don't really like that. But I'm gonna stack wedges up on this bottom side over here once I get it cut up. I don't have enough bar for the tree. That's another thing. Like, it is freaking big. Like, big. Look at it. See? So we're gonna cut it up and get it to go. I don't see any point in coming back, but look at the bones. All the bones are facing like out here, right? I need it here. So I'm hoping a gust will come and do what's needed. Look at the wind now. Look at it. It's blowing right at the house. Not good. Not good. So anyway, let's cut it up. All right, you're gonna see me move very slowly.
Good morning, friends. I hope wherever you are in the world that you're feeling good, happy, at peace, and at service to others. Friends, there was a pause between the third tree and this tree for approximately 15 minutes. I walked around, I got quiet, I assessed the situation. We built a little fire to watch the wind because it picked up. You'll see the fire here. The smoke was blowing at the house the majority of the time. Once in a while it would change direction. I have an internal thing. It's my gut. It's that thing that, to be honest with you, I see it as the man, the thing that we all are connected to that maybe we don't know we are. Some of us. You know, to me, it's intuition, which is God to me, okay? And you all know I'm not religious, but I use God as a loose term, okay? This is the universe speaking to me. I know when it's time to walk, or that this is wrong. I've been in situations, friends, where, end of the day or whatever, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going home. Or this can't be done this particular way. It's going to fail. Or can I do this? I know there's an internal regulator. We all know. Well, friends, we're all set up. We got a pretty good piece of hinge all the way across the stump. This I do know, and it's sitting there. It's because the wind is blowing at the house. It's not blowing in the direction that we need it to go. And that's why up on the high side by the fence.
Come on, baby.
I think I start talking to the tree here. Because I know it's cut up. So we check our hinge here one more time. I poke that saw in there, see? You pull that saw out, pull it out. I'm explaining that right now to you. You pull it out, take a look at the line of your bar compared to the apex of your undercut. Like, get in there, pull it out, push it back in, pull it out, push it back in. Take a look, see where it helps you find where your wood is in there. So we're just squeezing in by those wedges, making sure there's not a great big post over there holding everything on. It's over far near the fence, the post is. And I'll show you this. This is really interesting what we can show after this. And this was the whole idea of this program. So this thing's going now. It's leaving. I grab the camera very quickly and quickly turn and show you the tree go. Watch this.
You know, that even though the wind was kind of like blowing at the house, believe it or not, it still helps. So think about that. The big, huge, wide undercut, the wind's blowing this way. It still helps me put that tree in there. It does. 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah! Nice! Nice.
Oh, that's sweet. Good. I don't know. My heart racing. I don't know what yours, Billy.
I wasn't too bad. You see how calm I am around the stump?
Yeah.
You gotta be calm around the stump.
I could do that.
That's right. See here, friends? You see? So there's that whole piece of hinge what I knew I had across the stump. And you, on those big long ones, friends, pull your bar out, pull it out. You'll see fallers do that all the time in the bush. When they're getting close to being cut up, they'll pull that bar right out and they'll look at their line of their bar and then they'll look at their apex of their undercut. I've done that for years and it helps me when you don't really know where the wood is. So we had a post over there, is which I wanted because of the house. There's a little spot where I went in the little, like a Dutchman. That's like a piece of a Dutchman right there. See that plate? So that's, yeah. No, she come out just deadly, friends. Just deadly. There's our hinge there. So everything, all the hinges were right on today. Everything was good. We got hinge wood across every stump. So that helps both these parties out. All these people that live here. It helps everybody. These things are a horrifying mess. But I will tell you something, friends. You've got to leave posts. You've got to leave posts and wood, on these trees, or you'll lose them. You'll lose them over your shoulder. I wasn't about to lose that. That thing was the biggest tree on the claim. Was this thing?
Yeah, I could easily drop the one
So friends, I want to talk to you. Like, it's ripping in here now. For some reason, it just started to rip. on this last tree, and you can see there's a couple more Lombardis there. But here's my thought process on falling these. Now this isn't for everybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I've done this for 25 years around houses, and I get a feeling in my gut when it's time to come back the next day or do something. I do. I get that feeling, and I trust my gut. I always have. And I have walked when I'm whipped and there's another tree or something changes, and I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving this one right now. I'll come back tomorrow and do it. Friends, I started out the front post there, and we started rocking and rolling. Everything came out nice. This one was the biggest, and it was the heaviest to the house. Like, it's ripping now. That wind is blowing right on the house. So here's my idea with, I talk about a post. You guys always hear me talk about a post. Okay, you see that great big hole in the stump right there? Okay, if I had to cut that off, this thing would have probably drifted over into the swimming pool. That's not a word of lie, friends. It probably would have. I just felt like I got something crawled out of my eye. Something just come out of my eye? I can feel it there. I think I'll turn that around. Oh! Where is it? Oh dear.
Glass of water?
No, it'll come. I think I got it. Where is it, friend? I'm gonna turn it around so I can see myself. I'm gonna work it over to the corner. Come on. There it is. We got her. Okay, good. Now, back to the post talk. So, here's the post that I was telling you about, okay? Because this is the post right there. And so this post held it from drifting into that stuff. Look at how strong this held on right there. There it is. Boom. So that's the post there. There's another one right there. Okay. I believe I've got posts on every one of these trees because of the wind today. That was fairly even. I could get my bar. Oh, actually I fell out from that side. There's the other post right there. Big monster post right there. Okay. So that's the theory behind that. Okay. So everything came out real nice. It's getting like probably 6 o'clock or something like that. Did it ever feel good to cut? I gotta cut these pieces of hinge wood off. The kids will be running around on here. I like my tree cutting. I do. I'll be honest. I like my tree cutting. This is where I'm at home. And see, my theory, friends, is to be the best person you can be, to be able to be kind and be nice to people. I hence say we, but I can only speak for me. And I know that when I feel really good about myself, which involves mental health, spiritual health, connection, feeling like you belong and you're connected and there's a story, there's a purpose, whatever that means to you, okay? And the physical part, friends, the identity. As a kid growing up, you guys know my story there. So this tree game has given me everything. It's given me everything, friends. Okay? I've always been a fast learner. Okay? Always. Didn't matter what it was. Sports, I was a natural athlete. You show me something, I pick it up fairly quickly. But this trade, like climbing trees, friends, I grew up in the sticks. Climbing trees, we did it without belt and spurs for years. Everybody did as kids. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you grew up in the city. I don't know. But anybody that grew up in the country or urban areas, we all climbed trees. We were up at 100 feet in grade 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 in elementary.
I was. So tree climbing for me was a simple transition when it was time. But I'm getting off track. I just want to say that in order to be able to help others and serve others and be happy, I have to be whole. I have to be happy at what I'm doing. If I'm doing something that I'm unhappy at, which I did for many years before I got my stuff together, I was rendered pretty much useless, self-centered, just part of the journey. So find something that you can do, that you enjoy for a living. Because you guys know my story. I chose to be a power saw man when I was 27 years old. A little blurb here. Friends, I'm working on me and my McCulloch again. I'm back into it. You have to be in the right frame of mind to write music and to produce music and be in that state. Just what I was talking about a few minutes ago. You got to be in that zone. So I've started in on me and my McCulloch again. There's talk of a buck and stock. There's talk of this world blowing by its craziness and getting back to normal. I just know that however I can help make humanity better, I'm in. I'm in. But without yourself, you're no good to nobody. Get yourself. Get yourself. I only have my story. I know what it was like for me. I was no good. I was no good to nobody way back. I wasn't. I had no calluses on my hands. I would have a shower and the water would come off cleaner than it did when it went on me. Just wasn't feeling right. I'll never forget that shower when it started to turn brown. The water started to turn brown. I was like, okay, it's starting to make sense. I know that sounds crazy, but I remember the day. I remember where I was. I remember the feeling. Get connected. Get connected. You belong. Everybody belongs. The sandbox is always open to you. Come to the channel. Click thumbs up. Jump in the comment section. And find what it is that are your trees. Find your trees. Find your power saw. See you on the next video, friends. This was a crazy job. This was a fun one. That last one had me going pretty good. I love yous. Be kind.